Hey Jay, how are we doing today?
I'm I'm doing okay, I guess. Um, yeah. If I was
Okay.
doing great, I wouldn't be here, but
No, I understand, but okay is better than bad, so we'll just take a dive and see what's going on. So what brings you in
yeah.
here?
I just oh my. There's like so many times where I just like feel like I'm free falling and spiraling out of control and all I'm doing is just standing there. Um, it's like anxiety on like steroids. Um, it's I have I'm a manager at a grocery store. I don't like
Mhm.
manage the whole store, but I manage like the front end departments, so like the cashiers and um
Okay.
the office and stuff like that. And sometimes I just freak out and I can't breathe. I want to cry. I just want to lay on the floor. No, it just takes over the whole entire moment. And it's awful. And I can't do that while I'm out on the floor or when I'm helping a customer. Um,
Hmm.
but I can't like keep freaking out in the back room like every other day either. Um, and it's like I zone out all the time. So I'm either internally spiraling or just zoning out. And just like it's insane and it's really detrimental. Like I'm to the point where I'm like, is this like disability worthy? Like I can barely make it to work. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, I didn't realize you couldn't see my face.
that was only for a split second, but yes, I can see you now and I hear, a lot of stress, maybe a lot of situations that you're hoping to get maybe some answers to, and
Yeah.
hopefully we can do that. So it seems like there's a lot going on. So have you ever sought out help before?
I mean, like when I was a teenager, I so like I know for sure I have depression. I've had like suicidal ideation for like a long time. Um, and just like wanting to just not have to deal with it, and that just feels like so when I was a teenager, like obviously they're like, holy, you need therapy. And I couldn't take it seriously. I just didn't feel like I was worthy of the help. So I would just like stop going because I felt bad for taking up a time slot for somebody who could take it seriously. But that was when I was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
I'm, it's mid-20s now and I can't live like this.
Hmm.
This can't be my whole life.
Right. Mhm. Well, at least we know some background. And I'm sorry you're feeling all these heavy emotions and that it's been such a long period of time of you having to balance and try to figure this out. So, on the bright side, you have made it this far and you should be proud of yourself. That's a positive.
Yeah.
But I know, I can't imagine what it feels like for the depression aspect. So I'm glad you made it back in. That's what's also very important. So is that when you first started seeing those issues around 16 then, right?
No, I remember being like a child, um, and I was so my parents were part of the military, so like I had TRICARE, so all of our appointments were on base. And I remember being like so young that like I still had to hold my mom's hand when we walked through the lobby. And I remember like pointing at a poster and it asked like a bunch of questions and it was like, are you tired a lot of the time? Do you feel like hopeless? And then I don't remember the last question, but then I remember like if you answered yes to any of the above questions, talk to your doctor. And so I was like, Mom, yes. Oh, my Atlanta, yes. And
Hmm.
she was like, no. She like, just dismissed it. So it's been like as long as I can kind of remember, kind of there, but it like really escalated obviously during um that time where I was really in the midst of teenage drama and puberty and all that jazz.
Yeah, so a lot was going on. But that's pretty young. And how do you think your mom reacted? Do you remember?
She was like dismissive. I think I remember something like, "Oh, they're too quick to put kids on medications these days." So I don't think she wanted me to like be medicated or anything, and she was
Mhm.
like more nervous about that than my interest in this poster. Um, so yeah, it took me a while to like reconcile with like how dismissed I felt. Um, because like it's a poignant memory, you know. Um, so yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty frustrating.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure, it's hard, especially at that age, to process even what maybe you think about it yourself and then how others are perceiving it. So, how is your relationship with your mom or both parents now?
So my parents divorced when I was 7. I used to see my dad every other weekend, until I was 14, and we don't have a relationship. Um, but oh Lord, my mom and I, it's like, oh my goodness. I can't even think of an appropriate metaphor or simile here. But it's like one of us is dynamite, the other one's the match. Um, and I get so upset and like jealous when I see or hear people like talking about like how they have a great relationship with their mom. Because I felt like I never really had that. It was always like up and down and rocky.
Gotcha. So, you guys are definitely opposites. Do you find that there's ever times where you have calm moments and are able to see eye to eye, or is it mostly just the butting
I
heads?
mean, there are times where like we get along, um, but like we can't spend too much time together
Okay.
unless we want something to blow up.
Gotcha. And do your parents or yourself, are there any significant others? Like, give me the layout of your immediate family, the people you see most often.
Um, So it's really just my mom. I don't have any significant others at this time. I have a best friend that I see pretty frequently. Um, like every weekend we try to do something.
Okay, that's nice. It's always good to have a friend. That's a positive relationship for you. I'm glad to hear about that. So, kind of jumping backwards a bit to when you mentioned seeing a therapist in your past, was there ever any official diagnosis and or medication prescribed? Because I know you said your mom was a little hesitant back in the day. So what does that look like?
It never got that far.
Okay. So at this time you're not taking anything or anything like that. Not even medically.
No, no.
Okay. So, a lot of what you said definitely has me intrigued. So I'll ask, what do you want to see from therapy? How do you want
I
to see?
like I know you can't solve my problems, but like I just want stability. I want to be able to just live my everyday without wondering if I need to go on a disability or if I need like a service dog with me or something like that. Like,
Yeah,
can I just be adjusted? That would be great.
amazing. Okay, so I don't think that is a super hard goal. Could definitely aim for that, work for it. As sessions go on, we'll begin to make goals and dive a little bit deeper. I definitely am understanding, the overall picture. So I'm just going to quickly summarize and you can tell me if I get anything wrong. Don't feel afraid to let me know. So basically, this started when you were very young and mother was a little dismissive about it, left you with lots of questions, the divorce, and then no longer speaking with your father. And now your mother and you have a little bit of butting head problem. Not maybe not a little bit, if I don't mind saying. It sounds like there's a lot of butting heads. And this, feeling out of control, feeling like you're spinning out of control type situation at work, and that stress and that anxiety that comes with that. So that's the overall picture, right?
Yes. Oh my goodness, yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I heard you clearly and can definitely take note of how our next session will go. I think this was a good introduction session. I'm glad you felt comfortable day one giving me so much information. And hopefully next time we can, you know, bring a little bit of that up, figure it out.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No, thank you. And I'll see you next time.